So these are the kinds of challenges that people face when it comes to Gravitas. And so what I decided to do was to go out there and investigate it and turn it into a skill that anyone could learn. Because I believe that anyone has this potential within them.
We've used Antoinette on a number of occasions for presentations, for Gravitas Masterclass, and for a wider group taster session today, just to introduce and reaffirm some of the key learnings for the team.
I looked at all sorts of different people who were able to just command a room and generate that respect. People who were trusted, and I thought, so what is it that they've got that gives them this thing called Gravitas?
She comes across as being very experienced in what she does. It's all very natural as well, and everything she has to say is extremely informative.
I think incredibly eloquent as well. I mean, it comes from her demeanour and her standing, you know. I think it's very obvious that she knows her way about what she's talking about.
Gravitas, when we come to look at the definition, it does have an element of seriousness to it, absolutely. And I think that particularly now, where things are so fast-paced, it's all about 140-character Twitter line, it's all about how many likes you get on Facebook, it's all about Snapchat, it's all about instant messaging. Everything's so quick and light. There's a huge emphasis on popularity ratings. There's a huge emphasis on personality, and that is kind of very different from being serious. In this kind of throwaway culture that we're surrounded by, the seriousness is getting lost, and having the ability to actually be able to communicate your thoughts in a logical, serious way, that skill is kind of diminishing. So I believe it's really important to make sure that people have the tools to be able to do it.
I think she's got a very, very engaging style. She really builds rapport with her audience, which is fantastic. I think she's also done a great job of making it very relevant to what we do in our day-to-day jobs. Yeah, perfect.
I went out and I investigated leaders from all sorts of different walks of life. So corporate leaders, community leaders, experts at the top of their game in various fields. I looked at professional and personal development gurus. I looked at all sorts of different people who were able to just command a room and generate that respect. People who were trusted, and I thought, so what is it that they've got that gives them this thing called Gravitas? And I found that it's a combination of what people have on the inside, their internal qualities. And so those are the things that enable someone to have a really powerful message and something valuable to say. But that's not enough, because you could have all these amazing qualities, and I use the analogy of a diamond. Now this isn't actually a real diamond, believe it or not. If it was a real diamond, I don't know if I would be here. Actually, I probably would still be here, but this isn't a real diamond. But the analogy being that a diamond, at the end of the day, is just like a black rock. It's a black rock that's buried underneath the ground. And so the internal qualities, self-awareness, expertise, authenticity, are all very well. But what's important is to be able to take these inner qualities and take them out so that other people can see them. So this is when the diamond is unearthed. It's polished, it's faceted, it's cut to reflect the light. And it's at that point that that person really shines. And we all have this. We all have this potential to shine within us. We all have the ability to develop Gravitas.
Antoinette's course just rejuvenates what we as individuals have and as a team. And I just think it really reinforces what we have, the job we do, and why these tools are integral for what we do.
So over here on the left-hand side, you've got self-deprecation, a typical trait where we put ourselves down. Women do it probably more than men as well. So, I'm not quite sure about this point. I'm going to make it anyway. I'm not very good at doing this. Sorry for being here. You know, we all do it. You know, I've got a little thing that I might want to say about the strategic direction that we're going on. You know, self-deprecation has its place. It can be quite charming, but it can also hold you back. And there's an amazing story about Marilyn Monroe. And she was out shopping with Norman Mailer, and they're in a shop, and they were just shopping. And Norman says to Marilyn, how come nothing's happening? You're just shopping? No, we're not getting the crazy kind of, we're not getting mobbed like we usually are. And she said, well, I'm just being Norma right now. You know, she was just being Norma Jean, like normal Norma. She said, watch this. And she flicked a switch and then she transformed into Marilyn. She became Marilyn, and in that moment, everyone, I noticed her, and everyone was there. And so she was able to go from just, you know, no presence to this amazing presence, switch it on, and get the attention right there. So there's something about the physiology within presence and choosing to switch it on. And that has got to do with what's happening in your mindset, what's happening in your body language.
We've seen a significant performance increase on the back of having those events, not just in my core team, but actually in my senior leadership team, with them going through the Gravitas training and really kind of understanding their own strengths and how to grow and develop themselves.
So when you're in a large congress situation, for example, you're standing at the front of the room, how do you make sure that you reach the people right at the back? So how can I make sure that what I'm saying makes utter sense to Sandra? And that's about choosing to expand out what you've got to say and reaching the four corners of the room.
She's really personable. She comes across very kind of friendly, like you're just having a chat, a one-on-one chat rather than her speaking to a whole room.
And people with Gravitas have found something that is bigger than who they are. It's not just about their ego and where they want to go next. They want to make a difference in the wider world.